$370 billion. That's what the online education industry is projected to be worth by 2026. Hopefully that makes you see that you should probably make an online course. I make tens of thousands of dollars on Udemy, and this is the very first thing I do before I make every single course. Find a profitable course topic. I won't get into too much detail because I explain it in other videos, and I have a free guide in the description with 100 course topics. So once you have your topic, here's what I do to create an actual course, step by step, no BS. First, you hop on ChatGPT and you make an outline for your course with this prompt. You're going to help me create a course on X. The first step is to create an outline. Give me an outline for the course to be around Y hours, include sections and what lessons will be under each section. Also, clarify if each lesson will be a theory or a walkthrough. You can see the outline it gave me was quite solid following this prompt. Next, you're going to go one by one, asking it to write scripts for each lesson. You can use this prompt. Make me a script for lesson 1, insert lesson title. Make it with a lighthearted but professional expert tone. Keep it around 1500 words. Next, you want to copy the script that it gives you and put it into Google Docs. Now, as you read through it, you may want to edit some of the text to make it sound more like your voice. If you do that, make sure to then upload it back to ChatGPT so in the future, it knows how you like your scripts. Over time, it'll develop a voice that sounds much more like you, and you have to edit your scripts much less. Sometimes I'm completely surprised by how accurate ChatGPT gets my voice for scripts. Okay, so once you have your script on a Google Doc, you're going to use OBS. It's the easiest recording software to use and it's completely free. To download it, just go to obsproject.com, select your operating system and download the right version. Once you have the app, this is all you need to set up. Go to sources, click plus and add audio input capture. If you have a microphone, make sure you select the right audio input. If you don't have a microphone, that's the first thing you should invest in the future. Once you've added your audio input, click the plus and add screen capture. In my case, it's macOS screen capture because I'm on a Mac. You can select display capture or window capture and just select the window where your Google Doc is. Then resize the screen capture to fit the screen perfectly by dragging on the red corners. Okay, now you're ready to record your first lesson. Just click on start recording and read through the first script. I choose this method because it's the one that takes the least time and by far the least resources, and it's actually much more engaging than you'd think. I actually bought a program once for $10,000 and this is the exact way in which the lessons were delivered. Complete true story, no cap. And personally, I didn't care, and your students won't care either, because it's about giving value and synthesizing the information in the right way. It's not about being fancy with production value or anything like that. To make it more engaging, you can have your documents have bullet points, bolded text, that sort of thing. Also, as you go through delivering it, you can highlight certain text, you can zoom in, you can zoom out, that sort of thing as well. Okay, so you just have to rinse and repeat that process for all your theory lessons, and that'll be it for the theory sections. Now, remember how our ChatGPT prompt had it separate theory and walkthrough lessons? That's because walkthroughs will be slightly different, but still super easy. So repeat all the steps you did until here. So get the script, put it in a doc, and record yourself narrating it. Now, once you're done, you're going to go ahead and use OBS to screen record, but this time without audio. What you'll do is basically just go through whatever software or thing you're talking about in the lesson and record yourself doing that on your computer, again, without audio. So if it's a lesson about generating a certain AI image, you're simply going to record yourself going through the very steps that you described in the lesson. Then you'll put both videos in a simple editing software like Canva, iMovie, or something like that. And you'll just overlay the screen recording where it's supposed to be. Easy. And just like that, you can create entire courses in just a few hours, even if you know nothing about the subject. And again, people don't care if you're an expert. They just want you to give value and synthesize information in the right way. By the way, if you want me to help you grow your Udemy brand and give you tons of strategies like what I'm sharing here, book a free call with me in the description. All right, so once you have your lessons, you're done with the bulk of the work, but you're not fully done. There's a couple more things to do and create, mainly the promotional video. So since ChatGPT already knows the content of our course, we're going to use it to write the script for our promotional video. I'm quite adamant about getting this promo video right because it's super important for your conversion and for Udemy to show your course to more people. So here's a super clear template that you can follow, and it'll be in the description as well. What I recommend is that you go to the same ChatGPT chat and you say this: now help me write a promotional video for my X course. Keep it between 300 and 350 words. Use this as a template, then paste the template. By the way, the prompts will also be in the description. So with this, you should be able to create a pretty decent promo script. The only thing that would probably need some level of tweaking is the hook at the very beginning. You want to play around with different statistics, facts, or rhetoric until you have something that's shocking, engaging, and of course, hooking. Here are some examples of hooks I've used. 70% of all projects fail. However, having the right management process has shown to reduce this to less than 20%. Or 185 billion. That's how many emails are sent every single day. That's kind of how I started this video. Isn't that kind of meta? All right, so once you have your promo script, it's time to record it. For this, you can either record just your audio, as we did before, or, and I only recommend this if you have really good video quality, you can record yourself delivering it. And once you have your video recorded, it's time to edit it. But don't be afraid. The editing we're going to do is super easy, and it's gonna make your video much more professional and engaging. The style we want to match is one that's used by one of the GOATs of Udemy, and it looks something like this.
Welcome to the Beginning C++ Programming from Beginner to Beyond course.
So to create this, it's actually surprisingly simple and it takes almost no time. You're going to go to Canva. You're going to click on Create and you're going to select Horizontal Video. From there, you can drag and drop videos to the timeline on the bottom. So the first thing you'll add is naturally the audio of you reading the script. But then you want to add some B-roll that is somewhat related to what you're saying, like in the video we just saw. To do that, you want to go to Pexels. They have tons of high quality, copyright-free videos. It's awesome. You want to add enough B-roll so that it changes every 7 to 10 seconds or so to keep it engaging. Now, to make the B-roll be more in the background, we want to add an overlay. This is tremendously easy. Just go to Elements, find the square, add it, and drag it until it fits the whole screen. Change the square's color to gray, then click on opacity and turn it down to around 50 or so. Okay, you're almost done. The last step is to go to your audio, click on dynamic text, and add subtitles. If you want, you can make them look and move like the ones in the video I showed you. Alright, so that's basically everything you need to do for your promotional video. If you want, you can add some nice music to go along with it, but that's sort of up to you. And with that, you've basically gone from zero to creating a full course. The next steps would be to upload everything to Udemy and use ChatGPT to make sure that your copy is on point for your lesson titles, your description, your intended learners, and a few other things. And I talk all about how to optimize that in other videos. One thing I will emphasize again, and I say this almost in every video, once you release your course, you want to make sure that you get some initial sales. This is super important, otherwise Udemy will barely show your course to students. The easiest way to get these sales is to start a promotional code and share it with friends and family who you know are going to buy it. And that's how you create your Udemy course step by step. If you want me to help you also step by step to grow your Udemy brand, book a free call with me in the description.